If you ask fans who their favorite Dragon Ball character is, chances are they will at least mention Vegeta. And I get why that is. He's an awesome character, and he's tremendous character development over the course of a story. If we turn to another spiky-haired rival character, we will soon notice that opinions diverge quite substantially. Some people don't like Endeavor, and I get why that is. He abuses family, which is unacceptable. The thing that I find quite interesting here is that Endeavor is hated while Vegeta tends to be liked. Because if you classify goodness and badness according to how much harm or happiness an action produces, it can be argued that Vegeta is worse than Endeavor. Vegeta started out as a super violent space racist who literally conquered planets to sell them and who has killed countless living beings. Of course, there is more to morality judgments than a utilitarian approach, but I think in this case, we can all agree that murder is bad. It's really, really bad. And to make this clear again, this is not to justify any form of mental and physical abuse. Endeavor's behavior is unacceptable, and this story makes it overtly clear. So, why do people tend to like Vegeta while they tend to dislike Endeavor, even though both are bad assholes? And I think there are multiple reasons. One of them must be relatability. Abuse is far more relatable than Vegeta's behavior, because it can happen to all of us. It's far more unlikely to be killed by a spiky-haired alien who can also turn into a giant space ape and who can shoot laser beams out of his hands. But that can't be the only reason. We've seen Horikoshi humanize another bully who's physically and mentally abused other characters, and he's actually one of the most popular characters in the entire series. Which leads me to my next reason, which is catharsis. Vegeta and Bakugo get their payback because we see them get knocked down by the good guys. And oh boy is it fun to see get punched in the face. Endeavor, on the other hand, had no direct confrontation with any of the good guys, because technically speaking, he is one of them. Although we see him get roughed up quite a bit in his fight against High End, we don't get the satisfaction of seeing him defeated by characters we can actually empathize with. It might still happen, but it probably won't. The last reason for diverging fan reaction I want to focus on today is character comparison. Audiences tend to like and dislike characters based on comparing them within the narrated world. And how do I know this? Because if you talk about your favorite One Piece character, you will most likely name someone who's, according to simple utilitarian number crunching, a pretty bad dude. Luffy set lots of really bad criminals free in an attempt to break his criminal brother out of prison, and God only knows what Katakuri has been doing for the 52 years he's been on the Grand Line. Point is, take any of them and compare them with Toru Nanamina. In the context of Bakuman, he is a clear-cut villain, especially because of his fake, vindictive personality and underhanded methods. However, in his own world, he's just a kid who tries to change the manga industry in a very bad way, not an actual pirate. I would argue that he's actually less of a bad guy than Zoro or even Luffy, but he seems to be a very evil dude in the context of Bakuman. This stems from the extreme difference between the narrated world of One Piece and Bakuman. While One Piece is marked by tragedy and violence, Bakuman is mostly about characters who just want to create manga. Even if the difference is not as noticeable as in my previous example, the narrated worlds of Hero Aka and Dragon Ball differ quite as well. In Dragon Ball, death and extreme violence is much more normalized than in Hero Aka. Many characters have done worse things than Vegeta, so by constructing villains who are without a doubt worse than Vegeta, he appears to be a far better person than he might appear in My Hero Academia, even with the occasional slip-up. In the second arc, for example, Vegeta is directly contrasted against Space Hitler, who also committed genocide against Vegeta's species. The narrated world of Hero Aka, however, is a world of heroes. There are some characters who are actually worse than Endeavor, but not many heroes who are worse than Endeavor, which makes him look like a bad guy. Also, unlike Vegeta, the arc that directly follows Endeavor's introduction doesn't introduce a villain that is constructed to make him look better. Stain is designed to do the exact opposite. He specifically highlights how non-heroic characters can gain hero fame, and therefore underlines Endeavor's shortcomings even more. In the context of Hero Aka, Endeavor appears to be far worse than he might appear in Dragon Ball, where he would be surrounded by mass murderers and space Nazis. So to finish things off, I quickly want to recap all the reasons why I think Endeavor receives more hate than characters like Vegeta, for example. Because abuse is highly relatable, because the audience were denied a moment of catharsis, and because characters are judged in relation to each other. I just want to say that I'm really excited about the future of Endeavor and possibly further plotlines with Darby? Who knows? But for now, have a nice day or night, and thank you for watching.